How's a Monday morning feel after a good win?
Always feels a lot better than after a bad loss, doesn't it? That's for sure. Not that we've had one yet, but I've had it previously. But no, it's nice to come in on a Monday, knowing that at the weekend you boys have put in a performance that they can review in a sort of happy atmosphere. Do you know what I mean? Now, you can't rest on your laurels, of course. There's only 3 games in and we haven't done anything yet. But the thing you can point to is that there was a lot of things in that game that we've been trying to achieve, and we sort of brought them all together a little bit. We're not in the Premiership, we're not a Premiership side, you know what I mean? So you have to weigh up the level that you're playing at. But I thought that the level we played at on the day was very good, and it's certainly conducive to scoring goals and winning football matches.
You'll still review the game as you normally would on the video, and maybe pick out the good things as well as any bad, or?
Yeah, well, we always pick out what went well and what didn't go so well. It wasn't, and depending on how the game goes, I said to him, if you have a big column of what went well, then you've probably won the game, and that's why you have to keep reviewing so that people can see their game in a good light and see their game in the bad light to improve on. And that's why hopefully as the season progresses we can get even more of a flow about our game. I thought we had a flow about our game, and without the end product in the first half, but because there was a flow, I thought it was only a matter of time. And just after half time, once we got the goal, I think there was just relief all round, really. And
were you pleased with the way that you killed the game off then, because you didn't really give them another chance to get back into it?
No, we didn't. But by that time, I think that we then got our pattern going. We were passing it, we was moving. I didn't. A couple of times we slowed it up a little bit and changed the tempo, and I don't really want to do that. And I spoke to a couple of players that were doing that. They weren't doing it, to save themselves. They were doing it just to see the game out. But I think there was half hour to go. Do you know what I mean? Well, you can't see the game out with half hour to go when you're only 1-0 up. So we needed to keep probing. You need to keep getting in at them so that you can eventually break them down again. And once you get the 2 goals, as I've always said, then teams don't come at you in the last 5 minutes. And if you get 3 goals, you'll have 20 minutes where they won't come at you. And that's when you sort of see the game out, but still keep the flow and the tempo up.
Was the most pleasing thing that you were able to break down a side that came basically to defend and get anything on the break, and in the end you broke them down quite easily?
Yeah, and we watched them play against Macclesfield in the review, before the game, and we felt they looked dangerous on the break. They really did against Macclesfield, and especially when Macclesfield again went down to 10 men. Southport looked like they could cope with that extra man and do well, and they got in a few times and hit the post, and so I thought that they would be a decent side against us. So we made sure that we was right up for it, because even the boys said these don't look too bad, sort of thing. But on the day, in the end, you demoralise the team if you get that 3rd goal and you've got that flow about you.
How much of a chance have you had to look at Chester, or will that come today and tomorrow?
Yeah, that will come today and tomorrow. We look at ourselves first, we review that, and then we put a full stop after that game. That's it, done, finished. Now you move on to the next game, albeit only with 2 days to prepare. Yeah,
and what do you know of Chester? Obviously, they've started the season quite well, 2 wins and a draw, and yet to concede a goal. So that tells you that it's going to be a decent test.
It will be a good test, and they're up there early, so they're up there for a reason, and we've got to make sure that you keep your own pattern going. That's important. At the same time, realising what strengths they've got, and obviously the stats tell you that one of their strengths is you've got to do very well to break them down.
Yeah, what do you know of Steve Berry's? Obviously a manager that's been at this level for quite a while and got a very good record. Did you come across him when you were at Yeovil?
Yeah, I did, a couple of times, and he's probably been a little bit unlucky not to have had a sort of longer career in the league, really. But he knows the level, that's for sure. It's a good appointment for someone like Chester. He knows the level, he knows players, he knows the ones that can handle this level and the ones that can't. So, I'm sure Chester will be there or thereabouts. It's a nice, neat little stadium, always has been. It's a Football League stadium. So, no, we'll be respecting them, don't worry about that.
Do you think it's your toughest test of the season so far? And Lincoln away was probably a tough one, but...
Yeah, well, we don't know. You know what, it's tough when you don't play well. It's not so tough when you're playing well. So the tough side of it is making sure that your players perform. And if they perform, whatever result, you can hold your hands up and say, well, they were better than us. If you don't perform, you never know, sort of thing. So you want to go there and bring out the best in your own team.
Clean sheets have been a big problem at Cheltenham in the past, especially in 2015. Yeah. But 2 in a row, that must be quite heartening, especially because it probably takes longer for the defences to gel together.
Yeah, it is heartening because that's your first point of your team's performance, making sure that you're not open. I thought we was a bit open at Lincoln. We was a little bit better against Aldershot. But we just tweaked a couple of little things just to block up a couple of holes that we thought people were exploiting a little bit. Because what you don't want is to create yourself a reputation of having a particular weakness, whether that be set plays or whether it be, that was nearly getting there. So we made sure that we worked hard on that the last couple of games, and it's all come together. And then, of course, you can do all you like on the training ground, but if your defenders can't defend, you're in trouble. And our defenders can defend. They're showing at the moment, but it is early days. I think we scored goals too, actually.
Yeah, Aaron said on Saturday that it was about sort of stringing 2 halves together, which he felt that was the first time that the team had done that this season. They were good for a half at Lincoln and not so good in the second half, and bitty against Aldershot. But that was the case against Aldershot. It was 2 good halves together. Against Southport.
Yeah, Southport. Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, you're not going to get that flow and that momentum for 90 minutes. That don't even happen in the Premiership. You know what I mean? Because you've got an opposition that's trying to stop you, and they're always going to have a moment or two where they might have a shot or they have a half a chance. That happens whoever you're playing. But it was good that generally we had the more corners. I read somewhere that we had 17 and they had 17 corners. Rubbish.
13.
I think it was like 2 they had.
Yeah.
I think we had about, 13 or something. So I don't know, somebody's not doing their job and not coming to the games. I also read 50-50 possession. Well, there's no way was it 50-50 possession either. So whoever that bloke is, we'll have to, we've just exposed him. He's not doing his job. So anyway, 2 good halves it was, and of course you've got to have an end product no matter how well you play. And I thought they were 3 really good goals and determined goals. There's certainly the two headers were very determined people wanting to get on the end of a ball in the penalty area, and I love to see that.
Yeah, this is the 4th game in that sort of 5-game hectic start to the season. You played the same team 3 matches running. Everybody okay to go again? Yeah,
they seem to be. I mean, that was quite nice to hear that and see that. It's probably not happened too many times since you had squad numbers and things, but it sort of goes along with what I did when I brought the players in. I kept them together, and we had a few injuries. There's some lads now that are getting themselves very close to that first 11 squad, first 11 team, because we have, and that makes me feel more comfortable, because it means that with all these games coming up, that we have got strength on the bench as well. But the 1 to 11 was quite nice. Maybe somebody should get a picture of that for prosperity.
Well,
prosperity, is that word?
Posterity.
Posterity. No, prosperity. Right. Show me the money.
Harry Pell got through okay with his knock.
Yeah, he did. I towards the end there, he changed our flow a little bit, because I think he wanted to keep a bit more possession, and he'd done great. If you'd have seen his injury, you wouldn't have believed that he's played the last couple of games. So credit to him really. And we put him out slightly wider for a couple of reasons, but one of them was you're not necessarily in the hurly-burly. And he's very good at finding space, he's good at driving at people, he'd be good at arriving on the back stick, all that sort of stuff. And so he'd done well. He was one of the heroes. George was another hero because he'd been ill for 2 or 3 days. We sent him home, and so he'd been in bed for a couple of days and hadn't eaten that much, and at half-time said he needed to come off. But we convinced him that he should stay on just for a little while longer. So we'll have to see how he is this morning. But he was a hero as well because he wasn't very well. So if you've got a small squad, that's what you need. You can't have players pulling out, for if they broke their toenail or fingernail or something.
Just on the small squad, James Rose back in contention. You said Saturday, but is he a bit further on now?
Yeah, he trains, and then the physios are very wary not to put him 4 or 5 weeks back again. And he's going to be a player that we're going to need throughout the season, and